Hey guys, welcome to the James DiPrima show, aka Michael DiPrima. So, as you can see, this is my green screen. I've had this for a long time, so I decided, yeah, what the hell, I'll use it. So, I want to show you what you'll see as the set. You'll see my Mets cap and my Yankees cap. These are indicators that I'm a baseball fan. You'll also see I actually found this at an antique place in I think it was Bethlehem. An empty can of Gillies beer. It's if you don't know what Gillies is, it was a popular bar in Texas. It's featured in the movie Midnight. The one with John Travolta. I think it's Midnight Cowboy. I've had these ever since I was a kid. Still have them. My Jimmy Neutron lunchbox. These are the collectibles. And my Harry Potter one. I'll try to, better yet. I'm choking myself, I know. And this is one of my most prized things I have. It's my 3D laser stand of New York. It has the Twin Towers in, so I got this 2000 or early 2001, but I still have this. So anyway, that's what you'll see when I do the show. Just want to point that out. Now, the green screen behind you, I'll use that to put like thimbles or something that they call them here on YouTube, and you'll see maybe subtitles of what I'm really saying, of what I really think of what I'm saying. So, in this first episode, I normally talk about politics, and this first episode, it's not going to be about politics, but it's going to be about religion. Now, the majority of Americans, at one time, this nation was once a lot of Christians in America, very few minorities of different religions. So anyway, the number of Christianity has dropped significantly from 80% to, I would estimate, population, so to 70.6%, so it's dropping significantly. And here are the stats, really. I find this impressive. Evangelical Protestant took a 0.9 drop from 26.3% to 25.4%. Catholics, all those Catholics out there who may be watching, you took a 3.1% drop from 23.9% of Christians who identify as Catholics, and you dropped to 20.8%. Mainline Protestants, Methodist and all that. I was once a Methodist, not anymore. But, as you can tell by my necklace, I'm an atheist. You took a bigger hit than Catholics. You took a 3.4 drop. You went from 18.1% of mainstream Protestants to 14.7%. So Protestantism is going to be like erased by the time 2020 comes around. Now, here's the big thing. These are studies from 2007 to 2014. Unaffiliated took a 6.7 spike from 6.1 and to 22.8. 22.8. Unaffiliated, atheist, agnostic, Unitarian Universalist. Well, hold on a sec. That falls under something else. But unaffiliated, like me. I have no religious affiliation with any mainstream religion at all. But what I do also fall under is non-Christian faiths. Yes, I know it's hypocrisy for an atheist to join any type of religion per se, but you know what? Unitarian Universalism, now I call it secular society. I don't call it a church because, quite frankly, it is not a church. It doesn't follow any mainstream religion whatsoever. It's pro-evolution that should say that's not a religion. Because religions want to make you scared of the truth. They want to tell you their ghost story that, oh, when Adam and Eve bit from the apple tree, that they were casted out because, you know, they disobeyed God's law of you know, pretty much staying stupid. Now, non-Christian faiths took a 1.2 hike from 4.7 to 5.9. Now, why are these numbers important? And that was all done by PewResearch.org. But why are these numbers important? You know why these numbers are important? Americans aren't taking this religious bullshit any longer. They're waking up and saying, hold on a sec. Look, this is the only life I have. And plus, all these people that are saying that they're killing for God, that faggots need to die in the name of God, that gay marriage is a sin against God, that all this stuff is against God's will, you know what? They're calling bullshit. They are. And I applaud them for calling bullshit because it is. All of it. It's nothing but fairy tales. And I'm not saying religion poisons everything. It doesn't. There are some devout religious people who don't take the BS of the mainstream church, and they're vocal about it. They're on YouTube. They are vocalized about it. And you see them joining these LGBT communities and fighting for constitutional right for gay marriage to be a constitutional right, which is all fine and dandy. But the one thing about religion in general is, even though I'm an atheist, even though I have no belief in any of, no belief in Christianity, no belief in Judaism, no belief in Buddhism, no belief in Hinduism, no belief in Jadeism, no belief in Jediism. That's a real religion, by the way. Not even joking. Even though I have no beliefs in these religions, there's no denying that they are fascinating. That the folklore behind it, the mythology behind it, that's all fascinating. And to me it's fascinating because you could understand the culture back then by looking at these holy books. Now, of course, I'm a former Protestant. I'm a former Christian. So I do have a copy of the Bible. But I don't look at the Bible thinking, oh, God's will. No, I don't do that. I look at the Bible as a mythology book, and it truly is a mythology book. It's a best-selling fiction novel of all time. And, I'm sorry if the truth offends you. But, I will say, though, that it does show what, early culture in these Jewish neighborhoods in the 600 BC and AD, that it just shows how violent, vicious, misogynistic, and it's still misogynistic in Israel, any woman, if she feels suppressed in Israel, she'll say no, even though, okay, perfect example. See how big my green screen is? Well, take the majority of it. Hold on a sec, let me take this out. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Now, take the majority of this green screen and cut it off right here. That big space is for the men only, and this little space past my hand is for women only. That's how misogynistic this devout religious Israel culture still is. But even the Bible shows how violent it was. And it's not just from the Jewish people at war with pre-Palestine, but it just shows how even early Christians who are called atheists in the Bible, it shows how much they wanted to kill the Jewish people for their beliefs. And I'm not even joking about that. It's all of it's in the Bible. And here's the truth. Here's the truth about it all. The truth about it all is that, true, it depicts historical evidence of a society like that. But what is not true about it is the whole God thing. Why do people go to this whole God mentality? That's something that I question. But the answer is, the reason why people went to that God mentality back then, the reason why it didn't sound so crazy back then, was the fact that in the beginning there was the Big Bang. And after the Big Bang, after hundreds of years or so, after billions of years after the Earth was formed, man had no science, had no scientific evidence for the Big Bang. So they looked up at the cosmos, and even Neil deGrasse Tyson mentions that Stephen Hawking talked about it in his book, A Brief History of Time, and many others have talked about it as well, including Lawrence Krauss and Richard Dawkins as well, Christopher Hitchens as well. They mentioned that when they looked up at the cosmos, they seen all these billions of stars, well, as much stars as they thought that there were, and they also seen that all these stars were constellations. And this was early science before scientific record. All these people looked at the stars and seen the constellations. They didn't call them constellations at the time because there was no scientific record for what you call the cosmos. But they call it the heavens. And they call it the heavens, so they thought there must be a creator. So, for a long time, before there was Christianity, the majority of people, since this was one big utopia at one time, they've all called it Zeus. And people all had this belief in a Greek god. Then after there were tectonic earthquakes, and there were all different countries, in Europe, in Greece, there was still the belief of the Greek gods. In Africa, there was a majority of different religions in Africa. It's not just, anyway, it's not just the belief in the version of the Christian God, but there's Islam, and there's still the religion of the ancient Egyptians. Yes, the ancient Egyptians still have this belief in that cats are still worshipped in Egypt. That's how do I put it? That's how the culture still is. And in America, there's Judaism, Islam, Mormonism, Scientology, But point being is the fact that religion will never go away. The religion will never go away, but fundamentalists need to go away. And these liberal and moderate Christians, Jewish people, Islamic people need to stand up and say, we're not going to take this anymore. We're not going to let you ruin this world. Let's all coexist. And that's basically what we need to do. We basically need to coexist regardless of what you believe or don't believe. We need to coexist. And we need to stop these fundamentalists from destroying the whole world. And that's basically what I want to tell you, is the fact that that's why Christianity is dropping. That's why all these religions are becoming less popular, is the fact that people don't believe in them anymore. And some cultures, they can't say, I don't believe in this anymore, like Islam. And the religion of Islam, you cannot say, I don't believe in Allah or the Prophet Muhammad, because guess what? Your head is going to get cut off. Now, and people that don't believe in it have to escape the country of Africa. They have to escape it. Because, and it's very dangerous to escape it. Why is it dangerous to escape it? Because they pretty much, in the Middle East, like around Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Afghanistan, they have these guards. Like, you cannot leave. You have to, like, leave at night when, like, they're completely distracted with something else. That's how scary it is. And you can even Schenk from the Young Turks. Now, he's in his 40s, but he knows how scary it was to leave that country. He knows how scary it was to leave that country with the fear of death practically over his head and practically over anyone else's head who lives there or wants to leave there. I could go on and on for hours of how religion poisons some things, but not everything. But with that being said, though, just remember that it's not all religious people who are these fundamentalist assholes. Believe me, it's not all of them. All these fundamentalists are the ones who are saying we need Jesus in our lives, but yet they're the ones who say, let this person die, this person should be killed. They're the ones that saying burn the faggots. They're the ones that are saying incarcerate women that get abortions. They're the ones that are ruining the NRA, even though children have died from gun violence. But point being is, these religious fundamentalists are dangerous. They're a problem for the world. I'm not just talking about extreme Muslims. I'm talking about extreme everybody of every major mainstream theistic religion. They're all dangerous. They're all stupid and dangerous. I'm not talking about the religions itself. I'm talking about these fundamentalists. They're all stupid and dangerous, and they're sheep that will do anything, not mean anything. If they're told to kill someone based on their beliefs, they'll do it. The KKK is a perfect example. ISIS is a good example. Now, as far as Hasidic Jews killing people, no, that doesn't happen. But what I will say is the Hasids, the extreme Jewish people in America and in Israel, they are not only misogynistic, but, and this is a big but, they don't see outsiders as people in Israel. They really don't. They'll act friendly, but they'll talk shit behind your back. And I'm not just saying that, that's the truth. They'll talk behind your back. And that's the worst thing. And all these fundamentalists, they're all stupid and dangerous. It's set in stone. They're all stupid and dangerous. Now we have liberals and moderates on their side. These people who still define themselves as Christian or as Muslims, Jewish, and all that. We still have them on our side. They're on the side of agnostic and atheist when it comes to religion manipulating people. They're on the side of agnostic and atheists, believe it or not. But these fundamentalists are the ones that make atheists people who are not meant to be trusted. When it's them, the fundamentalists, who aren't to be trusted.